We view YouTube's biggest philanthropist as the ultimate modern entertainer, a brightly colored spectacle of extreme generosity who hands out houses, cars, and briefcases of cash to regular people. But his recent multi-million-dollar corporate play to officially acquire the step banking app, a transaction explicitly engineered to onboard millions of young, impressionable viewers into the modern financial sector, reveals a much darker, structural reality. While this massive venture is marketed to the public as a noble, empowering push for financial literacy and credit building for teenagers, creating a heavily gamified virtual bank for children is not a charitable act. It is something far more insidious. It represents the exact final stage of capitalistic indoctrination that Karl Marx warned us about nearly 2 centuries ago. In the mid-19th century, Karl Marx outlined a terrifying prophetic trajectory for the survival of the capitalist mode of production. He argued that capitalism is not a static economic system. It behaves like a ravenous living organism that demands constant, unending expansion just to avoid complete collapse. To keep profits rising, the system must continuously find new, uncommodified spaces to conquer. Historically, this meant physical imperialism, invading new geographic territories, exploiting foreign resources, and forcing tribal societies into the global marketplace. But Marx warned that when the physical frontiers of the planet are completely exhausted, the system does not stop, it turns inward. It begins to colonize human consciousness, turning everyday human interactions, cultural expressions, and internal psychological desires into financialized transactions. Under late-stage capitalism, absolutely nothing is sacred. Every single aspect of human life must eventually be captured, packaged, and commodified. By utilizing intense parasocial trust, this newly acquired banking platform achieves the ultimate inward expansion. A parasocial relationship is the completely one-sided emotional bond a child forms with their favorite online entertainer. To a young viewer, MrBeast isn't a corporate executive. He is a trusted friend, a real-life superhero who rewards loyalty with miracles. When this intense psychological intimacy is weaponized to introduce children to banking infrastructure, secured credit cards, and complex algorithmic savings accounts before they even reach physical adulthood, the capitalist system achieves a profound permanent victory. It bypasses parental skepticism, schools, and regulatory filters to ensure the next generation is structurally and psychologically wired for lifelong financialization before their brains have even fully developed. Marx described the concept of alienation, where human beings are separated from their own humanity and viewed strictly as economic instruments. In this new paradigm, the child is no longer just an audience member laughing at an expensive stunt. They are a developing financial asset being seamlessly integrated into the global credit apparatus, conditioned to view their very existence through the lens of debt, credit scores, and transaction fees.
It's gonna be interesting.
Now expanding beyond the viral game shows and challenges that turned him into a billionaire and eyeing a launch of MrBeast's Financial.
I think he's here to shed light on cryptocurrency for all of us.
He filed an application to trademark the new venture on October 13th. According to the filing, it's an online banking and investment service, potentially offering everything from banking services to credit cards to a cryptocurrency exchange and trading. Reps for MrBeast confirmed the filings to NBC News, but wouldn't elaborate.
If I were a bank, I would be afraid.
Nobody taught me about investing, building credit, or managing money when I was growing up. That's exactly why we're joining forces with STEP. I want to give millions of young people the financial foundation I never had. To truly understand the mechanics of this psychological capture, we must dissect the stark contradiction between corporate public relations and software design. The official corporate narrative leans heavily on the altruistic concept of financial literacy. It promises to protect children by teaching them fiscal responsibility in a dangerous economic world. However, a deep structural analysis of the software reveals a predatory reality. The app does not educate through sober, critical economic instruction. Instead, it it relies on intense psychological gamification to hook and retain young users. The platform's interface explicitly mimics the addictive mechanics of modern video games and social networks. It utilizes bright, dopamine-inducing color schemes, algorithmic reward loops, flashing unlockable badges, and viral referral bonuses to transform the serious, risk-laden act of banking into a competitive game.
This is Step Labs, the free premium banking experience that gives you better credit, better savings, and better rewards. Turn daily spending into savings with up to 8% cash back on every purchase while automatically building your credit and earning 5% on your savings.
This gamification is exactly what Marx identified as the masking of exploitation. By turning credit accumulation into a virtual game, the platform obscures the brutal reality of the financial systems lurking underneath. A teenager isn't taught the structural dangers of compound interest or how commercial banking systems profit off consumer debt. Instead, they are trained to swipe a card to watch a virtual progress bar go up. This creates a generation of consumers who are completely desensitized to the material reality of money. They are conditioned to view commercial transactions not as the exchange of hard-earned labor, but as an interactive mobile game. His CEO, Jeffrey Hausenbold, expressed confidence in their ability to grow the business, boasting to the New York Times that they know how to gamify things and make things viral when targeting Gen Z and Gen Alpha. The dangers of allowing an entertainment empire to operate an unregulated financial gateway for children are not merely theoretical. They have already resulted in severe political and regulatory blowback. In March 2026, the illusion of harmless philanthropy was completely shattered when Washington stepped in. Senator Elizabeth Warren, the top-ranking Democrat on the Senate Banking Committee, launched a sweeping investigation into Beast Industries following the acquisition. The federal inquiry raised massive alarm bells regarding the platform's historical practices of aggressively marketing highly volatile, speculative assets, specifically cryptocurrency and non-fungible tokens, directly to minors. The investigation revealed that the platform went so far as to produce instructional content coaching children on how to systematically pressure their skeptical parents into allowing them to make risky virtual investments. This brings us to the core ethical crisis of our time. We are witnessing a billionaire creator acting as a completely unregulated, deeply influential financial advisor to an audience composed predominantly of minors. When a trusted figure tells a child to open an account, the child is entirely incapable of seeing the complex, multi-layered financial machine operating behind the curtain, including the platform's controversial partnership with troubled institutions like Evolve Bank and Trust, which faced immense federal scrutiny after millions of dollars in customer funds vanished in a high-profile corporate bankruptcy. The youth-oriented brand acts as an attractive, friendly mask for a cold financial apparatus. It proves Marx's ultimate thesis regarding the insidious nature of late-stage capitalism. The system will gladly commodify the innocence of childhood and weaponize the trust of fans, transforming a genuine human connection into a highly optimized extraction machine, all while hiding behind the smiling face of internet philanthropy. Despite Step's careful claims that crypto investing by minors was only with the permission of a parent or guardian, Step published resources encouraging kids to pressure their parents into crypto investments, wrote the senator. Step, for example, produced a video titled "How to Talk to Your Parents About Investing in Crypto," which was targeted at kids whose parents want nothing to do with crypto. We desperately want to believe our online icons are different. We want to believe that the cheerful man in the baseball cap who spends millions to feed the hungry and build wells across the globe is operating outside the cold, calculating logic of corporate greed. We want to believe his venture into finance is a pure, well-intentioned effort to give young people a financial head start in a brutal world. But history and political philosophy tell a far more stubborn story. Individual intentions do not matter when you are operating within a system that explicitly demands the total monetization of human life. Capitalism inevitably warps every noble intention into a mechanism of wealth extraction. Marx understood that the ultimate triumph of capitalism is achieved when the working class actively participates in their own subjugation. not through physical coercion, but because they have been trained from youth to love the very systems that exploit them. By transforming a commercial banking institution into an extension of a beloved online fan community, the corporate state creates the ultimate compliance machine. A child who learns to view their personal finances as a game played with their favorite content creator is a child who will never grow up to question the structural inequalities of the banking sector, the predatory nature of credit, or the systematic consolidation of wealth. They are locked into the cage before they even know the cage exists.